Hello dear student, happy to see you again in the new video, which is about inequality. In inequality we need to know some basic things before we're going to explain the examples, which is less than, greater than, less or equal, or greater than equal. So we already said if the sign is open to the variable, we say it's greater. So now if I have, let's say, x and the symbol is like this, then a number. If I want to read this question, I'm going to say x is greater. Why we say greater than 5? We're going to read like this, greater than 5. Why we say greater? Because this one is open to the 6 and it's to the x. It's faced to the x. We said it's like crocodile, he always eat greater. So if I want to read this one, I'm going to always read from the variable to the constant. So I'm going to say x is greater than x because it's open to the x, it's faced to the x, that's why. But what if I have exactly the same thing, x is the same symbol but the symbol is different, sorry, and 5. Now if we already said we're going to read from the variable, again I'm going to say x is, then the face is open to the x or not, yes, so it's greater again than 5. It's not because the face is different that's why it will be smaller. No, it's depend on which side you're going to read. I'm going to read from here, this from this example, but on this one I'm reading from here. I'm going to read from x. I'm always start from x and variable. I'm always say variable. If it's face to the variable, I'm going to say greater. It's not face to it, then in this case it will be less. So let's take a look to this one. Now again I have another example, which is x. This time the face is different. Then again 5. If I want to read this question, I'm going to say x is less than 5. Why we say less than 5? Because this time the face is to the 5. If the face is not to the x, in this case I'm going to say x is less than 5. Now exactly the same thing, because the symbol is like this, that doesn't mean it means smaller. When the face is like this, we always say smaller. No, it depends on the variable. So now we just change the places and the symbol is changed, right? But still, if I want to read it, how I'm going to read it? I'm going to say x is less than 5. Why we say less than? Because the face is open to the 5, not to the variable. We said if I want to read this one, I'm going to say x is less than 5. So we need to be careful. When he try not to eat the x, it will be less. When he try to eat the number, it will call the greater to the number. So now if I want to read this one, how I'm going to read it? I'm going to say x is less than 5, because the face is what? It's opposite of x, not to the x. And we can say it in another word. We can say in another word, if the symbol is facing the x, it's always we going to read it like greater. But if the symbol is faced to the number, we don't care which side is it. Look, it's faced to the number. In this case we say less, because when we read it, we always say the variable first. That's about the bigger and smaller, less and greater. Then we have something which is called set of solution. Now set of solution, it's by graphing. So when we solve, I'm going to explain this one. Now we have something which is bigger and smaller, compare, which is easy peasy. If you take a look to the example that we have here in the book, it say 4 bracket negative 2 and 7, and it's a compare which one is bigger. So 4 times 2 is 8, positive times negative, negative 8, it's always, and 7, we have positive and negative. We already said the negative numbers, it's always smaller than the positive numbers. So in this case positive will be bigger and the face will be to the positive number. Now what about this number? It's positive and negative. What are we gonna do? We multiply it. Negative times positive, negative. 9 minus 2, it will be 7. So 7 in positive bigger or 10? Of course 10. So that's why we will say 10 is bigger. Now we have another number which is 5 times 9 and 4 power 2. So 5 bracket 9, close it, then 4 power 2. 4 power 2 is already 60. 5 times 9 is already equal to 45. So which one is bigger? Of course 45. So that means the symbol will be like this, and this side is bigger. Then we have something else which is called solving the equation and graph. So the question says solve and graph. In the book it says something else. In the book it says solve each inequality and represent solution in the number line. But when the question says solve and graph, it's exactly the same thing. So for this one, it's actually easy. Why? Because it's a x plus 7 less than negative 4. So we already studied this one. We said we're going always leave the x alone in one side, isolating the x. What do I have beside it? Positive 7. So move it to the other side. It will be negative. So x is less than negative 4 like itself. I move it 7 to other side. It was positive, so it will be negative. These two are same sign. If something is same sign, we're going to add them. And if both of them are negative, the answer will be in negative. So negative 7, negative 4, it will be plus 8. So it will be x less than negative 11. Then we have something which is called number line, which is a graph. So now we're going to graph. How are we going to graph? I'm going to create a number line. What is this number? It's negative 11. So I'm going to write negative 11. We already said the right side is a bigger number, and we already know when we have negative, in negative, when the number is smaller, it's closer to 0. When something is closer to 0 in negative, it means it's bigger. So that means the bigger side, it will be negative 10, negative 9, and this side will be negative 12, negative 30. Then I'm going to circle the number that we have here. What is it? Negative 11. So I'm going to circle negative 11. Then if I read this one, how I'm going to read it? I'm going to say x less, because the face is to the number, x less than negative 11. In negative, which side it's less? We already know when the number is bigger in negative, the answer it means is smaller. So that means this side of this number line called solution set. Solution set side. So if someone asks you for this question, which side is a solution for it, you'll say this side. So if you put any number in place of x, it will be correct. Well, what do we mean by this side? It will be solution. So look, choose any number in this side. So now negative 30, and put it in place of x. Then less, it will be 11. Negative 30 is less than 11? Yes. So that means my answer is already correct. That's why we call this side is a solution. Now next one. What if I have equal sign with it? What do we mean by this? Now we have, that's not the only thing we need to know. We have something else like question number 8. It's a 4 plus b greater or equal to 20. And guys, it's page 106 to 108. I forgot to mention the page. So now I need my my variable to be alone. What is a variable here? B. I need this b to be alone. So I'm going to move this 4 to other side, because there is nothing in front of the 4. That means it's already positive. So it will be b bigger or equal to 20 minus 4. It is positive. If I move it to the other side, it will be negative. Then b is greater or equal to 20 minus 4. It will be 60. Then, because the question it says solve and graph, I need to put it in the graph. If the question didn't say graph, no need to do the number line for it or the graph for it. So the number is 16. We already said the right side, it's always bigger number, because this one is positive, different from negative. What I'm going to do, 16 bigger than 60 is 70, then 80. What about the smaller side? This side, it's always smaller, so it will be 50 and 40. Now, do Do I have equal sign with it? This one is called equal sign. When we say bigger or equal, this one is come from here. And because you have equal sign, the circle that I'm going to put in the number that we have, it must be bolded, refill it, or then if you read this one, how are you going to read it? We're going to say b is greater or equal to 60. So bigger or equal. So bigger, this side it's always bigger. So we go to the bigger side. So that means this side is a solution set of the question. Now how I know my answer is correct? Why we say it's equal? So if you put this 60 here, the answer will be correct. So it will be 60 is greater or equal to 60. Yes, they are equal. So that means my answer is correct. If I bring any number from the solution side, it will be correct. 70 is greater. I'm putting just in this place, guys. Instead of b, I'm going to write 70. 70 is greater than 60. Yes. Instead of b, this time I'm going to write 80. 80 is bigger than or equal to 60. Yes, it's bigger, so it's greater. So that means this side it's already a solution. What if I put 50? Let's say I'm going to do a mistake. I'm going to go to this side. In this case, when I'm going to check, this one's checking, okay? I don't need this one in exam. That's only for extra information. I want you to know it. Then 50, let's say I'm going to do a mistake. I'm going to do this, go to this side. If I put 50 here in place of b, then write the symbol like it's off, then 60. 50 is bigger than 60? No. So that means you did a mistake. You cannot go to this side. The other side is a solution. That's how you're going to check a question. Next one, we have another type of question, which is sometime the x or the number, they will change their places. Okay, so like question number 26. And like b, actually we did, so no need. The next one, it's a write an equality that is represented on the number line. So I will give you something like this. So if you take a look to question number 29, you have a number line, and here the circle is over number 6, then number 4, then number 2, then number 0. It's continuing like this. So I need this number. So it's question number 29. No need to write more numbers. Understanding the question, before understanding the question, this one is enough. So this one is circled in the question, and this side is bolded. So that means he say this side is a solution. To write the question about this one, what I'm going to do, what is this number that we circled? It's 6. So I'm going to write 6. Do the circle is bolded? No. So that means it doesn't have equal sign with it. Then I'm going to write any letter, any variable here that I want. So I'm going to choose y. Then this one, it went to less numbers or greater numbers. So if you take a look, this side is less number or greater number. Of course, from 6 it went to 4, so to less numbers. So in this case, I'm going to say y is less than 6. So that's the answer. Now the next one, let's do another one. Now this time I'm going to choose question number 32 in page 108. So the question, it says, let's say this one is 0, then it say 2, then 4, then 6, then 8. It's something like this. So he said he bolded the number 4. He circled number 4. He bolded also, he refill it. So fill out the circle. Then the solution side, he say this side is a solution side. He bold this side. Now how I'm going to change this one to a solution, how I'm going to change it to, how I'm going to change this one to an equality. So in inequality, what I'm going to do, first of all, this number is bolded, the circle it's number 4, so I'm going to write number 4. We said any letter that I want, I'm going to write. So I'm going to write X. Do the circle is empty like this one, or it's bolded? Of course it's bolded. So that means in this case, that this question, it must have equal sign with it. It went to less numbers or great numbers. So from 4 it went to greater than 4. What is it? 8 and 6. Then it went to 8. So he went to greater numbers. So in this case, I'm going to say X is greater than 4, because this one is bolded, it will be equal. And that's the topic in inequality. That's the inequality, and that's all the things that we need to know in inequality, adding and subtracting inequality. See you in the next lesson.